Blessed ones of the nations of the world. One more time, this is your brother Dan Moses, Osei of Sakodi of TRC, Ghana, coming your way with the program Testimony New World Disorder from the land of my exile America, where against national and international law, I am being murdered by the US government in an open hatred supported by the government of Akufo. From that land, I want to come your way with the program Testimony New World Disorder and these special exposés by welcoming you, saying you are welcome. Akwaba, Allen, Sahale, Shagita, welcome. Nganjoni, Benvindo, you are welcome. Kuso, Diwo, to San Senor Okukulaba, Mawuya, Mingalaba, Boye, Malamu, Karibu, Ekabo, no, O, Sanu, Dezua, Enkwang de Ena, Mitash, Duburo, Pejalovat, Bine I Vinit, Barigalos, Vita Ichi, Ayubon, Dobridoya, Velkomen, Estan, Ozot, Walang Anuma, bienvenido, Namaste, Swagitam, Kush, Amadid, Baruch, Haba, Marhaba, Wanyong Haminida, Wanging, Nyejeko, Anemime, Nyejeko, We Zolo, Novio, Mea Wezo, Akwaba to the program, Testimony in World Disorder, and Akwaba to what? To do. Humanity and the nations of the world. We must remember that from the onset of this special expose, in specific reference to what happened on May the 2nd, 2011, where humanity, America, the nations of the world was willfully deceived and lied to. And regarding Osama bin Laden, I had prudently said to us, America is not to blame. Humanity is not to blame. I spoke in a way that we understand that whatever the problem that has been created, we all have a role. America, we all have to team up together to see the way forward. We must remember that's why we need to watch this chronologically. But however, in regarding the exploiting of our situation, exploiting of that situation to create a worse problem for humanity and the nations of the world. America, let your government read my lips. The US government willfully did this evil to humanity and the nations, and it is the US government that must be held accountable for this evil done against their own nation and against humanity. The US government, Donald Trump, you and your administration, you are accountable, and the US government is accountable. Nana Addo Akufo and your administration, you are accountable for what is happening to humanity and the nations of the world. What I said regarding the May 2nd, it was specific situation. But as to the exploiting of the situation to bring us to this state, America, your government willfully did this to your nation, did this to humanity and the nations of the world because of the difficulty in perceiving and in understanding and in knowing that the African people are equal humans to every other human. Should I say, there are some things that I wrote in that document. I had to write them. The hatred by the US government that is perpetrated, treachery against the African people. And time has come to be brought to an end. Period. We shan't accept such hatred anymore. We have suffered at your hands since the days of the fathers. What do you want from us? What do you want from us? Acquire to the program. Testimony. New World Disorder. Blessed ones of the nations of the world. Yes, I know that amongst every people, there are those that give their own people away. Yes. So the world should not be surprised as to how a whole government of Ghana is betraying the African people in this diabolical and hatred agenda being pursued by the US government to kill an African in America. We should not be surprised. We should not be surprised in the sense that the US police, the FBI, the CIA, all of them, they betrayed their own people, the American people, and watched on for the 9/11 to happen. They did. They did. So in every people, we should not see this as a strange that has happened in the, and therefore Ghanaians no. You understand? Just as you have that 9/11, which became a possibility, although it could have been stopped, and it was allowed willfully to politicize intelligence. It is the same way that some of my people are betraying the land of Ghana and are betraying Africa to get a Ghanaian murdered due to hatred. So, Ghana, I stand with you. I am for you. Africa, I stand with you. You have not this that has been done by Nana Addo Akufo and his administration. I would not take it as a weird thing that should not happen in the history of it has happened, but I know that such things happen amongst all people. It happened in America to the American people by their own intelligence forces, allowing politicians to for such evil to be done to their nation, humanity, and the nations of the world. So, like I've said, the global lockdown, the coronavirus agenda, something unthinkable have been tied to it. The murdering of an African. In order for the hatred not to be so obvious, the war must fall on the entire human race. In order for it not to look that it is the African that is being prevented from ever flying to his blessed homeland, global airlines have been hijacked. Now, we see the ugly game that has been played by Nana Addo Akufo and his administration. Records are before the United. My efforts to the Ghana embassy and the quick damage control, how the government of Ghana and the Donald Trump have played this whole thing. Now narrowing it to find means to make the company I'm working for as a coronavirus prone company, and therefore they must find means to stigmatize to get coronavirus report fiasco force one against me, so I cannot get on any airline. What a shame! What an evil! What a shame! So they have found means to now my colleague should not show up at the work again. Eventually, the ultimate strategy is they must make up a false corona report against him to say that because of that he's not being made to come to work anymore. There is nothing wrong with that guy. It is a willful work by the US government and the Nana Addo Akufo administration. We should know that the 7/11 terror company, the Montgomery County Police, the FBI, the new terrorists, they were making employees fake the death of their family members to cover up the coronavirus fiasco. It didn't work. And now, this is the strategy they are using to find means that a new company where I've started working, if they cannot take over my income, if they cannot, the agenda to make up false medical records against me to cover up that didn't work. They must step up, declare the company coronavirus prone, and therefore everybody must go through body temperature checks before and after work. They must use one of the employees to get a fiasco for coronavirus to say that there is a place is coronavirus prone, and therefore I should also go carry out coronavirus test. And in US, there is nowhere in US that I can ever get a genuine medical records. I'm in a bleeding situation, and I'm being denied my right to medical treatment. Police officers are ensuring, the FBI, the US government is ensuring that. It's a total terror that is being unleashed on me. So this shameful and disgraceful strategy of trying to use my company, the company where I'm working for now, for an agenda to cover up the coronavirus shame. Donald Trump, you and your administration, you should bow your head down in perpetual shame for this evil that you have done to humanity and your nations. God bless my homeland, Ghana. Humanity, if Ghana, if America, if the nations of the world would arise out of this global treachery, the evil being perpetrated by the administration of Donald Trump and Addo, we must understand that we are in a moment of decision, the entire human race. Ghana must understand that they are in a moment of decision. Our souls are being come after. Your soul, my soul. And we would have to make a decision whether we are going forward with God or we are turning our backs on Him. What to do is to make a decision whether we are holding on to God or we are turning our backs on God. That is what we need to do. The US House of Congress went have to make up their mind whether they are abandoning God or they are going forward with God. The Senate, you have to make up your mind. The White House, you have to make up your mind. The government of Ghana, you have to make up your mind. The other company that you are working for, your family, which you belong to, we are in a moment of decision. The souls of humanity are at stake, and we all have to make up our minds. That is what we have to do. Let's go to the Bible. God had walked with the people of Israel, through thick and thin, to the wilderness, and miracles upon miracles they have seen. Many times they have turned their backs on God. God has continued to love them, no matter how many times they turned their backs on God in the wilderness. Eventually, God will have to let their leader, Joshua, to make it plain to them that you are in a moment of decision. You have to make up your mind before whether you are going forward with God or you are turning your back on Him. But as for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. Ghana, this is a special message for you. Our nation has been deceived by the US government, by Nana Addo Akufo, and by his government. and we continue to be deceived. It is against our constitution for any agreement, whether by the National Security, Ghana Police Service, Peace Council, Christian Council, Islamic Council, the legitimate authorities in the land of Ghana. It is a total lie for an agreement to be arrived at that I should be murdered in a foreign land, and that is to our national peace, security, and stability. Ghana, we should not give our minds. The man Nana Addo Akufo wanted the throne of Ghana. We allowed him to took the throne. We have seen that he has never been content, although he sits on the throne, and has continued to hate me and continue to impress on the nation. Let's destroy him, let's kill him, let's murder him as the solution to the problem. By that, many innocent lives of our nation, great and strong, they have lost their life. Yet, the individual that is the target of Nana Addo Akufo to get him murdered, the target of the US government to get him murdered, I am still alive, and our people continue to be killed. This is indicative of the truth that my life is not in the hands of Nana Addo Akufo or the US government. They are only troubling God to trouble them. Therefore, I want to appeal to the people of Ghana, the nation Ghana, that we cannot continue to buy into this willful deceiving of the nation by Nana Addo Akufo and the US government in violation of a national constitution and international law to get me murdered. We should not keep our mind. I appeal to the Islamic Council, the Christian Council, the Peace Council, the Council of State, the Christian, all of us. We can't allow the nation to be destroyed. We must make up our mind to stand for God in truth and in sincerity and choose God and not this willful intent to wreck our nation. Eventually, God will have to call a meeting and make it plain to his people that it's the moment that you have to make up our mind. Ghana, our souls are being come after, and we need to make up our mind. It is not your body, it is our souls. I read to us. Now, this is after God has addressed his people in the gathering. Joshua starts to make the altar call to his land and his people to decide as to whether they are deciding for God or they are standing up against him. I read Joshua 24 from the 14th verse. Now therefore, fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and in truth. Ghana, the land, have been deceived by the government. We have been dealt with treacherously and treacherously and treacherously, and against the counsel of God, against our national constitution. We have been deceived. The money has been taken, and we have been made to think that the only way out is to get me murdered. Ghana, don't believe this is against our constitution, against the word of God. I appeal to us that we cannot turn our back on God and deal so treacherously with the blood of our precious people. knowing so well that we are being killed, our people are killed, their blood continue to be spilled, and we are being made to accept a lie that until I am murdered as a solution, our people should continue to die. Ghana, this is not God making us do this to our nation. My people have been killed. My pastor has been murdered. My family members have been killed one after the other. God is calling on our hearts and our mind to sit up and ask ourselves, what are we doing to our nation and our people? Which God are we allowing this to be done? Now, therefore, fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood. This is Joshua speaking to his people. And in Egypt, and serve the Lord. And if it seemed evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And the people answered, this is what I love so much. Ghana, learn from this. And the people answered and said, God forbid that we should forsake the Lord to serve other gods. The message would come. I'm reading. For the Lord our God, he is he that brought us up and our fathers out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage, and which did those great signs in our sight, and preserved us in all the way wherein we went, and among all the people through whom we passed. Ghana, Minipa, I know very well that to the hearts of our leaders, of our people, we know that God has done more than enough for our nation to set up and say that this evil that we have done against a citizen of our nation, to bring our nation to this state, can no longer continue. God has shown us more than enough to know that it is against his counsel that this evil is being done. Every wonder that God would show to the land regarding the willful intent to have linked me on my own soil, God saving me out of it. The willful intent by Akufo breaking my door into my room to murder me in the middle of the night. The sacrifice that this guy has made on behalf of his nation, impossible sacrifices. God has done more than enough, and we know as a nation and as a people that we cannot fail God or turn our backs on him and hold on to Donald Trump the helm of Donald Trump's garment and make him our God. We cannot make America our God. For there are those in America who have been calling on their land and their people, turning their heart back to the God of their fathers, and they will not heed and have brought their land to this. So there are those in America who hold to this book and know that the nation America is not God. For Ghana to make America your God and return and turn your back on the God, the creator of the universe. I read on. And the Lord drave out from before us all the people, even the Amorites which dwelled in the land. Therefore, would we also serve the Lord? For he is our God. This was the confession of the people. Ghana, this is what I pray of you, that you will not make any human being, any nation, your God, but that you will hold on to the God that created the heavens and the earth. He is the only answer to what is happening to humanity and the nations of the world. Europe, Asia, Australia, the nations of the world. I want to commend to you God as the solution to what humanity is facing. I read on. And Joshua said unto the people, Ye cannot serve the Lord, for he is an holy God. He is a jealous God. He will not forgive your transgression. If ye forsake the Lord and serve strange gods, then he will turn and do you hurt. Let's read this. He will turn and do you hurt and consume you after that he had done you good. Ghana, the God that created the universe, he's a just God. He's a just God. There is the gracious side of him. There is the loving kindness of him. There is also the wrath side of him. If you turn your back on him, he will show you his back. If you forsake him, he will forsake you. If you reject him, he will reject you. That truth was what Joshua was laying it bare to his own people. That it is not the matter of dealing treacherously, making a treacherous decision, dealing with God treacherously. That time, there's no more such time anymore. It is a moment of decision. And you will have to make up your mind to turn your back on God or to hold on to him. If you decide to deal with God treacherously, let us make a fool of God. Joshua was telling them, it doesn't work that way. You are saying you choose God, but the truth is, are you sure you choose him? He had to make it. Say, you can't, because I know that God. And he spelled it out. Let's hear what happened again. And the people said unto Joshua, Nay, but we will serve the Lord. And Joshua said unto the people, Ye are witnesses against yourself that ye have chosen the Lord to serve him. And they said, We are witnesses. Ghana, I tell us the truth. This is not just about your nation's oil. It is not about your nation's resources. It is not about slaves. It is not about just the bodies of our people. It is about the souls of the people of our nation. Just like it's about the souls of humanity. Soul takers are coming after the souls of our people. That is what it is. As we go on, we'll get to understand better that no nation would exalt any nation as their God. Let me make this clear to Ghana. Ghana, never believe that anybody in America love the nation Ghana and the people Ghana more than they like their own nation and love their own people. understand that you are falling into the trap of stakes in America who watched on for their own people's precious people life to be destroyed. They didn't value the lives of their own people. It gave them over to be killed. You are falling into the trap of criminals who call themselves Pakistanis, who colluded with global stakes to get their own Pakistanis killed. You are falling into the trap of Indians that colluded with stakes in America to get innocent Pakistanis killed. You are falling into the trap of Bangladesh, dangerous people who will collude to get the innocent killed. That trap is what you are falling into. Oh, we have allowed the US government to establish a military base, and we are calling it a facility to hide the shame from other African states that the nation is now ruled by America behind the scenes. Okay. Against the caution that the African kept cautioning for years about the military base agenda. We treacherously said that we kill the African. Let us under U.S. Ghana military military program, 2015, 2017, and eventually we have allowed them to take over the nation. And we believe that Donald Trump, you believe that America is the solution to what is happening to the world. There are faithful, called, and chosen men and women in the land of America. They know their government has no solution to the problem that the world is facing. They know the answer is with God, and the answer is with the American people, not the government. That is why I commend to my people of Ghana this day to choose God and not make any people, any nation, their God. The money that we have taken, Nana Addo, they have taken the money already. It is the matter of our people continue to bleed and to bleed. The solution is in the hand of God, and it's with the Ghanaian people. Our lives are not of more value than the life of the precious Iraqis, than the life of the precious Afghans, than the life of the precious Pakistanis, than the lives of the precious ones of the nations of the world, which have been wrecked by stakes in America, which same stakes watched on for their own people to be destroyed. Ghana, we have to think about our land and our people, and we have to thank God. He is the answer. Let's choose Him. Let's choose our own land and our people. The answer lies not with any other people. Europe, the answer to your challenge. Asia, Australia, and the nations of the world. What we are saying is the answer lies with you and lies with God. There is no land which has been invaded by America where they have decided to leave the land. They don't invade a land and leave. Ghana, you are dreaming that there will ever come a time that they will tell you that facility or they are no more. Ever since that so-called facility in 2007, was approved. Let's recount the losses that we have incurred. Diplomats, politicians, religious, as of for you, said Mama, we cannot talk about it. Don't you think that they are living today? They never left Iraq, they never left Afghanistan, they never left Pakistan, and they are telling you, even in Europe, where they have established their bases, their drone bases, they tell them, move your base. They say, we will not move it, we will not go. The nation has been sold. The answer is in the hands of God. The answer is in the Ghanaian people. God bless you. God bless my whole